Hey guys, so I'm going to go through my stash and find yarn because I absolutely want to make the Sirdar Halloween Crochet Along. There's 3 weeks already out and there's still 3 more weeks. It's like a 6-week crochet along. I want to go through my stash and figure out what I've got. I've pulled out what I think will work. There's probably a couple colors I might have to pick up because I really don't want to buy any more yarn. I need to work through my stash. So I have like your most basic, like I have the black and I have a sparkly white that hopefully is showing up on camera fairly well. And all of these are going to be pretty much different brands, same weight. They're all acrylic. And then I've got the purple and green. I love how these colors look together. They're just amazing. It's very much Hulk vibes. Orange.
While my audio decided to go out, I have no idea, but I'm saying I probably need to pick up more orange because I don't have a lot.
Probably some more yellows. Apparently I don't ever use these colors. I've got a light gray. I'm not sure exactly. I think that's one of the accent colors, so this should be fine. And then I've got red. So I'm going to go through, rewound these few smaller skeins. The bigger ones I haven't hardly even touched, but I've just lost some of the wrapping. So I'm going to rewound them all and go ahead and start crocheting what few squares I can. I think we've already got the 4 big squares for the corners released, and then you've got the smaller pumpkin swirl and the skeleton. There's an eyeball in there as well. I have to pull up the images. I'm really excited. Like, I want a really fun Halloween blanket. I'm really excited. So join me as I go on this journey of trying to actually follow the pattern along. I think that's always just trouble for my teams. Like, we're going to be.
Burn it down, discover the dusk of your day, street shit stone.
Okay, so these are what I've got for squares so far. I've got the spooky eyeball, and I think I'm still going to do the like veins in the eye, but I've got all 4 of those done. And then I've got these ones here. So instead of the pumpkin face, I decided to do a spider web, and I will crochet maybe a couple spiders to go on these, but I just like them how they are, but they are a little bit of a thicker square compared to the other ones, but I think they look really nice. And this is in that sparkle yarn. You can see it. It's so cute. But I've got 4 of those done, so I'm still going to make 8 more squares.
Hey guys, here's a little like update of where I'm at in the blanket. I've got my tapestry piece. A little over halfway done now. I think I'm on row 44, 45. So I've got treat done, and I've got the cauldron. I've almost got the trick or treat done. I haven't done any of the blobble stitches or anything. I'm not even sure if I'm going to do those or if I just want it a little bit smoother. Like I said, we're just going here, and I am carrying the colors over. Because I've never worked with bobbins before, but it's fine. It's my first ever tapestry, so I'm kind of experimenting. So I've got my colors I'm carrying over. You can kind of see the green, especially through here. The black you usually can't tell, but I've got 2 different color greens. This one looks a little bit more yellow on camera. It's like a lime green in person. It's a little bit less bright as this one. This one picks up on camera so bright, and I love it. But that's where I'm at so far. Having a lot of fun. I just keep getting tangled. I did realize I've made it a little bit too big because I was doing double crochet through this whole thing instead of the normal single crochet because I was following the UK terms, which a double crochet is a single crochet, and I was not paying attention. I started going, I didn't realize until probably until row 35. I'm like, seems bigger than it's supposed to. You're doing the wrong stitch. So I pay attention to the pattern before you actually start, and you won't end up with a giant blanket. But it's fine. I might just have to make some extra squares. But fine. And I think I've showed you guys already my 2 squares I've finished up the eyeball, which is actually through the pattern. And then I've got my spider web one. So I just took a traditional granny square and tried to do as few chains in between like the corners. And so it's really cool looking. And then of course you've got your web. And the web is sparkly. I'm not sure if my light's picking it up or not. It's just so cool. And I stitched it down so it doesn't come out. So like I've got the middle stitched and then of course I've got it stitched along the edges. Kind of looks a little wonky, but once it's in blanket form, I don't really care. And I am going to make a couple spiders to go along with it too. I don't know if I'm going to do that on all 4 or just like a couple of them to make them stand out. I was thinking of making like a smaller version of like a candy corn and sticking it in the web like a candy nut stick. This blanket is basically a whole experiment because I said I'm going to follow the pattern to a T. No, I'm not. I've only done one thing from the pattern, how you're supposed to do it. Because this, I done the wrong stitch, and I'm not frogging it at this point. If I noticed maybe 3 rows in, sure, that would have been a problem. No, I'm already halfway. We're staying with it. It'll just be a bigger blanket. I think I've already decided I'm not doing the blood border around the tapestry. I will do the black border, but not the dripping blood tapestry. So I really don't want to go into another tapestry at the moment. So I don't know if I'm just going to do like another row of colors or what. I don't know. It's all an experiment at this point. But I did make some appliques to possibly go on my other squares. So I still have the 4 main corner squares. I think I'm going to do smaller bats and just do more of them. Because I really didn't like the look of the one for the pattern. Not anything against the pattern creator. I just wasn't my style. I think these are a little bit smaller, kind of more dainty. I don't know if that's the word you use in crochet, but that's what I've got. I've got a little witch's hat that I've made so far. I only got one of these. I'm not sure if I like it or not, but maybe it's just my color combination because it's orange and purple. But I mean, it looks cute. But I was supposed to like sew or crochet along this to make the square. I think I might just do what I've done here and just like attach it onto a solid square and it just kind of be raised. I was going to try to show you on this, but that blends right in with purple. But I think if I maybe make one in purple, it'll look really nice. I don't know. This blanket, like I said, is a whole experiment. I don't know what I'm doing. We're just going with it. We're just trying to use the yarn that I have. And I've already had to buy more orange. As you can see here, I've got a whole new skein of orange. Because I only had like this much orange. I think is what I showed you guys. Where that little half skein went, no idea. I think I may have used it in one of these. I don't know. I just my head if it's attached to my everything now has a bin that I'm working out of for my Halloween tapestry blanket. So I've got a bag that has all of the yarn for the tapestry that's currently attached. So you've got your greens, and then my purple and black in here. And yes, it makes it a giant tangled mess, but it's fine. I'll deal with it next time I pull that out, probably in like an hour when I start working on it. I tried to make some crocheted candy corn. I don't like how these came out. I don't know if it's just the stitch I'm using or my pattern that I was going off of. I don't know. They're kind of cute, kind of not. I think I just need to make them like even smaller. Because this one I was using a different hook size, so I think I need to even go smaller and do less rows. It looked like it would be a cute idea. It just didn't work so far. But I'm still keeping them because I can find something to do with it. But that's what I've got so far with this blanket. It's a lot of fun trying to find new patterns. I've been searching Pinterest and YouTube for so many hours trying to find a pattern. Like, I will try to put like some little grabs here of some of the patterns that I was looking at. So I've got a couple bat ones that I want to do, I think, for the main corner. A bat, and then the cat one. I still want to keep that theme, but I don't like the YouTube versions they do, where it is so simple. And I'm going to do a ghost instead of the skeleton. I think I'm going to do a white ghost with, I think this lighter green background maybe, just to draw this color in somewhere else in the tapestry. But it might be this one because I have more of this color. And I mean, it's a really pretty green. So, yeah, that's where I'm at so far. I'll keep you guys kind of updated whenever I make more progress. I haven't even really touched any yellow besides this. And these did not work, so we're just gonna put those to the side and see what goes. I just realized you can see my little candy corn hat that I made last year. So I made this last year. I made a little possum, and this was my first ever amigurumi. So I followed the whole pattern for the body. I think I kind of freehanded the nose. Can't remember. I did change the eyes, so I've got little dead eyes. Because, you know, I never, he's jovial. But I did freehand his tail, because at that point I was done following the pattern, so his tail looks a little wonky, but it's fine. But I actually made this hat for my cats, and I made it too small for their big heads, so he gets to wear it now. But yeah, it's really cute. This is the only time there's a bobby pin stuck in it because the pom-pom fell off. It's holding that together. Yeah, this is the only time I've ever used the yellow and the orange, I believe. So it's really cute. Actually, I lied. I think I've actually used both of these in my rainbow. But this is the only finished product that I've made with it. And my pom-pom is just the same color yarn, but I definitely need to reattach it because, like I said, I wanted this for my cats, and they did not have fun with it. They just took the pom-pom and ran with it, literally. So now my little crochet possum gets to have a little hat. He's a little spooky season ready. The fact that it fits it perfectly is hilarious to me because that was the fact that I thought this would fit my cats and didn't question it until it was already done and I had sewn in the ends. Yeah, he's my little crochet buddy. He just keeps me company. I think this is like the only thing in Halloween that I've made. Alright, but thank you guys so much for letting me ramble, rant, and show all of my hard work. Now I have to put all these back up and don't lose them. But yes, thank you so much for watching. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, leave them down below. Let me know. Are you guys doing any Christmas crochet along this year, or are you doing the Halloween crochet along? I'm kind of wanting to do both this year. I don't know if I can mentally handle making 2 blankets in a year. Work in progress. This is my first ever blanket I've made. So we're just going to go with it. But thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you guys next time.